What's up, YouTube? It's Elijah the hero. And now that you know, it's been a couple of days since Gotham Knights been out. I've beaten the game, gave my review, my critique of the game, which surprisingly did really well. So I just want to thank you guys for watching that and, supporting me. And, I got a lot of subs off that video. So thank you if you're returning. We're going to talk some more about Gotham Knights. I still got some some video ideas for the game, and I'm streaming the game, probably gonna stream a little bit later today, but right now we're gonna talk about DLC for Gotham Knights and what I think that's gonna lead to. So for Gotham Knights, this is gonna be a spoiler. I should just say that this is gonna be a spoiler for Gotham Knights. So if you haven't beaten the game, beat the game and then come back to this video, because this is going to be a spoiler video. But yeah, so when you play Gotham Knights, there's these kind of investigation board that you have. And on the investigation board, you have your leads, your different ideas, and then who you're currently going for. You have Harley Quinn, Clayface, and Mr. Freeze. And then the main board. So there's 3 different boards. The main board has kind of the quarter owl / thing going on. Left has your side missions going on. But then there's a right intel board that you didn't use the whole entire time in the game, which leads me to believe that's going to be the DLC board. And I'm thinking the way they're going to work this, there's 2 ways they can work this. They're either going to do character focused DLC, meaning bringing in a new character. Don't know who that character is going to be. It could be Batwoman, it could be the Signal, it could be Lucius, for all we know. Who knows? But I just want to talk about what I think is going to happen, because the game did give some hints to who might be joining the game and who is likely to come into the game. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But right now we're going to talk about that 3rd board and which way I think they're likely going to go. I think they're going to just do villain specific DLC, to be honest. I don't really see them adding another character. But like I said, we'll get more into that later. But yeah, I don't see them adding any DLC characters besides villains. And when I mean villains, I don't mean playable villains. I mean villains that you're just going to take down, because the side quests, unfortunately, in the game were really good, but they were short, I thought. Especially Clayface's. His kind of came and went. And I feel like they're going to go that route and do more the Clayface type missions and do 4 or 6 missions for each of the villains. Now, the villains in the game, there's no kind of insinuation of who is going to be in the game, or what villains or what type of villains are going to be in the game, if they're going to add any new factions or anything like that. But it could literally be anybody, because there was no hints of any other villains coming into Gotham City at that time. So who knows? We could have a Poison Ivy DLC where the Gotham Knights have to fight Poison Ivy. There can be a Professor Pig, because he was one of the ones who was actually kind of teased in the Arkham Asylum, so we know he's running around at least. We know that the ventriloquist is not currently active, but you saw his doll in the GCPD. What is that place called? The evidence locker. And then we know Selena. She was basically talked about multiple times in the game. The first time was in the evidence lockup, and then at the Iceberg Lounge she was talked about too. So she could be another one, or for all we know, they could continue with the court, because the court is the way the game ended is that the court was technically not finished off completely. They're still active. The League of Assassins are still active. So and Talia is still active. So honestly, at the end of the game, the Gotham Knights really didn't do anything, to be honest, but because a lot of the people they were trying to fight are still active in the city. So who knows, the next DLC could be about the Cobblepot lady. I don't know how she's related to the Penguin. Might be his great grandmother or something like that. She never got taken down, so she could be a DLC. They could follow the lead and try to find Talia again. But those are some of the DLC ideas. I do think if you have expectations of them adding DLC characters, because I did make a list about top 5 DLC characters, top 5 guest heroes I would like to see in the game. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen with how the game ended and where they kind of stood at the end of the game. I don't see more heroes being added. But I do see them just doing villain focused DLC, kind of like Batman Arkham Knight, where you got the DLC with Ra's al Ghul, Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, and somebody else. But I feel like they're gonna go that route instead. But yeah, let me know how you feel about that, because I strongly feel that that's the route they're gonna go, instead of adding new characters and having to add them with new abilities and traversal mechanics, because that won't work for everybody. Because I feel like, you know, if you add Batwoman into the game, she's just gonna be an echo character of Batgirl and do the same exact thing she does. Like, you know, she glides, they're basically the same character, unfortunately. And same with all the Batgirls. So if you add Cassandra Cain, she's just gonna be an echo character. And do you really truly want that? I mean, it would be cool, but do you want that? And then they're gonna have to add a whole bunch of suits into the game for that specific character. Every character has 15, so they would have to add 15 suits for the DLC characters, and that just seems like a lot of hassle that I don't think they're gonna go through, to be honest. Even with the Avengers, when they release new characters, they haven't been releasing a lot of suits for the new characters that's been coming out. Like Thor, Jane Foster, she's an echo character of Thor, of course. And she was lackluster as hell with the suits. She barely had any suits that came out, and they haven't even put out any new suits for her. And I know Bucky is coming to the game too. What suits are gonna do for him? Like, that's a lot of work and a lot of time and effort to put in for DLC, that, you know, for a game that a lot of people are not even liking or have mixed reviews. I don't think they're gonna do that, to be honest. But that's kind of the rant of what I think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna go with just villain specific missions, and you know, you do 4 missions of fighting a specific villain. You have to gather intel. You're probably gonna have to go into the streets. I think the most they'll do is add a new faction to that villain. So like, let's use Poison Ivy for an example. If they have Poison Ivy, you know, she's the main villain. Maybe she's just like, they take like the freaks, right, and give them like a makeover and have them like have like green stuff coming out their eyes to show that they're being controlled by Poison Ivy. See, that's a little cut they can do, because technically they already have the assets, they already have the character models. They just need to add like plants, probably like vines, add like green stuff coming out of their eyes, and then bam, you got a Poison Ivy faction just like that, with no real hard work, I guess. You know, you have to go investigate them, fight them, try to figure out how they got to that point, or how Poison Ivy was hypnotizing people on a massive scale, and then go from there. But yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. Now, for DLC, for a character, if they decide to do DLC, hey, just want to let y'all know one more time, we about to get into spoiler territory for the game. So if you haven't beat Gotham Knights, beat that shit and come back. But you better come back. You better come back. To bring characters into the game, there's 3 characters I can see coming into this game only, and that's Damian Wayne. We got no hints at him, but Talia is still alive. And it has been confirmed that her and Bruce have had like a relationship. So she could have Damian on the side somewhere and have him be like, you know, the new Bat, because Batman's permanently dead at the end of the game. So she could have him come back and try to like overtake the city, which could just be one big DLC in itself and just be like a Damian DLC. And that's all the DLC would get. It's like a pretty big expansion. I think they could do that. Second would be Batwoman. Her father is the main villain of the game, so I feel like it would just be easy to bring her in. She has a reason to be there. She has a reason for, you know, confronting the Gotham Knights and, you know, trying to find out more about the court, since the court is still around. So she can become an asset and help them, or be like a mole inside to help. And her mom hates superheroes. She's the new commissioner, so maybe it could change her relationship with the commissioner and the Knight's relationship with the commissioner, and it could become like something beneficial for both parties. And then third is kind of like I don't really see it, but he could be in the game. That would be Lucius' son. Oh, I can't remember. I could have said his name, but he's a Batwing. He built the fast travel thing that you fly around to do fast travel points in the game. I can see him being in the game because he was teased. So those are the only 3 characters I can really see joining the game. But honestly, I would say don't get your hopes up high, because I personally don't think they're going to add new characters. I feel like they should add new characters though, considering that the Heroic Assault mode is coming out on the 29th. And I feel like we should get new characters to go along with that, because it's just like a horde mode. And I don't know, I think it'd be boring playing as the same 4 characters. I think you should add new characters periodically. Maybe like a new character every 4 months, maybe, or something like that, until like, you know, the game is completely finished and cut off and they're not working on the game anymore. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that they're just gonna do villain specific DLC? Do you think they're gonna add heroes? I personally don't. I think they're just gonna do villains and that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys want a Gotham Knights 2? Based off the reviews I've been seeing, I don't think this game is going to get a Gotham Knights 2. I love the game, but I don't think it's going to get a Gotham Knights 2, so who knows. But yeah, I've been Elijah the Hero. Peace. Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Push the notification bell to be notified for new videos. And remember, have a great day.